so excited to be here. I am a Twin Flame coach through Twin Flames Universe. I'm an Ascension coach and just so excited to be here and share a reading with you today. So today I pre-shuffled and chose some cards for the collective energy today, and I just asked, what does the collective energy need to know? Those who run into my channel, what do you need to know for today's message? All right, so for my journey, I'm really this is a general message, kind of for all of those who are listening and what you need to know at this time to move forward in your journey. I'm going to be focusing primarily on where you are in your personal journey, whether you are a divine masculine or a divine feminine. I feel like this journey it's mostly an internal journey, creating union within yourself, within thyself, and spirit. And so that's what I'm really focusing on here, so that we can start to remove any sort of attachments that we may have to what's actually going on to our other counterpart. Because ultimately, we're both one, and we're both clearing the same blocks, the same challenges. And so as you break through your challenges, your twin will be able to do that as well. Okay, so really just focusing on you and what you like to develop and what you need to know to break through that next level, to get to the next level in your life. Okay, so beautiful. I'm super, super excited. Okay, so the first card, and I'll share, this is from The Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. And this is a brand new deck, and I'm a brand new reader, and but I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited I've been playing with these for about a week now, and messages are super, super clear today, so I'm super excited to share. Super relatable as well, so I'm excited to share. So the first that came out as an ally is the Lady of the Gift. So it's a really beautiful card here. I'll let you kind of see that, and you can see she's kind of blowing in the wind. Okay, good. So this is about generosity, receiving, withholding. Okay, so the Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Yes, this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even of seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around you are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you can fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can only keep what you're willing to give. Oh, that's beautiful. So I really feel like there's so much in our journey that is really about giving, and I feel like there's so many gifts that we have to share with the world. And now is really a time to really go within and look and see, are we really, and I say we as a collective, I'm speaking of you, I'm speaking of me, I'm speaking of this for all of us, right? So this is really, really a gift, are you willing, like the gifts that we give to others, are we willing to give to ourselves, and vice versa? It's a two-way street, right? Like if you're a coach, are you willing to pay someone else to be your coach? And vice versa, right? If you're wanting to learn, are you willing to invest so that you can move forward in your journey? Are you willing to become the coach and step into the journey as a leader, because a lot of us in this twin flame journey, we are stepping up into leadership. It's a leadership position, and we need to lead the way in our own self-discovery, our own self-journey, and make the way. So yeah, and then I love how it talks about really treating others, really watching how we're treating others, and really seeing the best in others regardless. And I think that's a huge. It's so huge in this journey, because if we're always looking at other people, blaming our twins, blaming the people around us, then that really limits our ability to choose in life. Because anytime we're blaming, that's really kind of a red flag, right? That where are we not taking responsibility in our own life and choosing to create something better? And so I'll share, for instance, I've been really healing this part of my journey where I'm trying not to play the victim. I'm trying not to expect being attacked or being bullied or humiliated. And recently I had an upset with my brother, and I just had an old pattern come forward, and he was emotionally abusive to me. And while it's easy for me to blame him for his reaction, right, I also co-created that experience because there's something in me that still needs to be healed that clearly was not about how I'm to be treated. And so using that as a mirror, I go into myself, and I just love that part of myself that still believes in attack, or that I could be emotionally abused. And I just love that part of myself. I just breathe and just love that part of myself. And then I just make a new choice that I choose to be treated with respect and love and honor, and expect others, and I just let it go and expect others to treat me that way. At the same time, I also set a very clear boundary with my brother that this is what's acceptable, and I won't be treated like this. You can certainly, I don't mind a little discipline and sharing in my communication with him, but at the same time, I'm not going to allow being verbally abused. Otherwise, family or not, love or not, I let him know that very clearly that I would walk away. And because that is our power, to walk away if we're not being treated correctly. And just setting that boundary and that standard. And he stepped up and apologized, which I was grateful for, and we've mended our relationship so we can move forward. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, because a lot of times it's very easy to play the victim. It's very easy to put the blame, but ultimately anything that's in our vibration, anything that we attract that's not of love and light, that's not of the highest and best, well, actually everything is the highest and best. I made a new choice, right? And I'm moving forward. And that's a very old pattern. It's very unusual for that to happen, but it happens. So, okay, good. All right, so the next one is the hungry ghost. All right, this is, here's the image. Can you see that? A little bit of glare. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so it says obsessions, scarcity, consciousness, attachment. Ooh, that's a big one coming up right now, is attachment. And cool. So the hungry ghost. This is an ally. It was facing up. When the hungry ghost appears on your path, they may not at first seem like allies, because they represent your constant focus on the past and a consuming desire to know the future, which rob you of your true present. Absolutely, because all there is now, is right now in this moment. And the more we can stay present in the moment, the more we create, the more we can move forward in that presence. But in fact, they are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions. They're masters at magnifying repetitive behaviors. The message is for you to examine whether you're doing the same thing over and over while expecting a different result. This time will be different, and I have control over this. are false statements and a sign of deep denial of the truth. So I'll ask you here and now, where are you seeing these looping patterns and expecting a different result? I would ask you, where are you not listening to source? Where are you not listening to that higher self that knows better than what you're doing currently? Where are you resisting to a certain part of your life that may need to change, right? As anytime we're trying to control something, even if it's, sorry, let me get a little bit more clear here. So anytime we're just trying to take control, right, that means we're not letting source to guide us, and we're not allowing source to take us into our highest and best life and our highest will. So look for, a sign of deep denial of your personal truth. So now is the time to let go of that thinking. Surrender your will, your life, your heart's desires, and all that pains you to the divine. So just surrendering that pain. Order will be restored in your world. So sometimes things have to fall apart in order for things to open up. Like for instance, this pandemic that's going across the world, regardless of where you are in the scheme of thing of what you believe is actually happening and what is happening and all of those things, right? The truth here is that we're being stripped of certain things in our lives. And those of us who've been listening to the calling are already on our mission. We're already in the work that was transferring us to this new step in our journey. And others, like, for instance, I am just now transitioning. I've been looking for a window. I've been asking God and looking for a window into this next transition in my life. And so right now I'm doing it. And I've just recently hired a business coach, to help me move forward in my career and my mission and my passion of fitness and nutrition and helping people develop. And it's something that I've been kind of putting on the side burner, really honestly on the back burner for a good, I'd say a couple years, but much longer than that actually. And I've been asking God for a window, and I didn't expect to do it in the middle of a pandemic, but I've done it. I've heeded the call, I've followed the steps, and I'm on this new journey and this new mission. And part of that is also opening my channel and being a channel and being a light for you guys. All right, so the hungry ghost also brings understanding about the distractions of life that seduce you into forgetting what you really desire. So for instance, I run a ballet school, and I've been focusing on my students, been focusing on growing my school, and I've been working part-time driving Uber in order to keep moving forward into building my clientele. And so, just to be completely transparent, I've had a lot of fear about letting go of this part of my income that keeps me moving forward in my ballet school, but at the same time also sort of keeps me stuck in a looping cycle and a pattern. And I was just at this point where my school was really growing and really blossoming when the pandemic hit, and now I'm, running classes from my studio. My kids are at home. I'm doing Zoom with my kids at home and just trying to keep them engaged during this time. And so it's been a real challenge, and I've lost some students, and the students who were going to join are waiting till we actually reopen, which I can't blame them for that. I'm sure I would do the same. And so and then obviously my Uber that's not happening either, right? And so I'm having to take this next step, and instead of going for that next thing, right, I'm opening up two new parts of my world that God's been calling me to. And so really look at your life and see what are your distractions that are really seducing you into the places that are keeping you stuck, and see, well, how can I move through this? And this takes me into this part of our journey that a lot of this has to do with, we think that it's time, we think that it's money, maybe there's other things in your world, but ultimately, those are really just the illusions. Those are just the excuses that keep us from stepping into our power, that keep us stuck. And so, when we can really dive further, we can see that this really comes from lack consciousness. It really comes from this place of not totally feeling our abundance from an internal place. And so what I encourage you all to do is look at those places and spaces and say, you know, the world, most of the world talks about reality, right? And that, you know, they'll believe it when they see it, right? And so in a world where we are being asked and called to believe before we see, this is how people manifest things. Open businesses that thrive is they front the money, they open, they take the loan, they open the building, they call in the clients, they take that leap of faith. Not everybody has, a trust fund where they can just do these things, right? So being a business owner, taking risks, it's about knowing our worth, about believing that we truly are abundant internally first. Like, I am abundant, so I can go do this thing so that I can have the life of my dreams, as opposed to saying, I'm going to wait for the money to show up, then I'm going to do the thing, and then I'm going to have and be that person in the world. It's actually opposite. We're being called now to say, no, I am abundant. I am beautiful and strong, and not just strong, but my vulnerability and my intimacy and my ability to truly be my authentic self, that is my abundance. And because I'm showing this to the world, I can go out and I can do this thing, and the people will show up, and I can have this business. That is what we're transforming in this time, in the middle of this pandemic, in the middle of this amazing, amazing life. We can either see this as a huge opportunity to become the person that we want to be, and becoming it now, in this moment, not tomorrow, not next week, not the day after, not when we have all the muscles, but we are this strong person internally, and then we can go and do the things and be the person, right? Okay, moving on. Good. Also, so don't get caught up in the outside appearances, right? That's believing before you see it. All that glitters may not be gold, at least not for you, right? Look beyond the veneer and you will find the true substance in your life. You deserve nothing less. And so it's about looking and seeing, there may be people that have lots of money and lots of abundance, but inside they're empty. They've been able, and some people are able to, go get a great career and become that attorney and have all this money, right? But then they're still always looking for something that is never truly bringing them happiness. The happiness and joy comes from within first. And so that's what we're going out and teaching people, is that what is that call in your soul? What is that call that pulls your bliss out? What is it that brings you the most joy? I mean, I can promise you, when I get into the studio with these little kids, they crack me up. They pull out my joy in a way that I just can't even describe. They keep me young. They keep my sense of humor. I mean, you can tell as I talk about it, I light right up. And so I encourage you to go into those things that light you up, that pull out your joy and your bliss. And there's always this, and too, there's always this part of our life. There's always the part of the things that we don't want to do, that we have resistance to. Like part of my resistance to this journey, right, is really diving into my iMovie and my Mac and learning how to get in and edit, how to separate this YouTube channel from my fitness channel from my ballet channel, right? Is learning to separate these things and learning to, even though in a lot of ways they're all one, I all do the same thing, help people get to a better, brighter place in their life, but learning how to navigate the path technically, right? Like, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm really excited because once I learn these things, I'm going to be a more valuable person, and that is going to be able to increase the way I help and navigate the world for others. And the more skills we learn, the more value we can bring to others. So I'm actually really excited about learning these things, though they are a challenge, okay? So take a look at those places in your life that have the challenge. Okay, all right, the Shadow Queen. This is number 16. And look, you can see she's a little bit blind there. Yeah, Shadow Queen. Acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. Okay, so this actually came as the challenger. It came upside down, so I'll read it as such. So the Shadow Queen gently asks you to address your innermost character flaws with compassion. For now, it's time to bring your wounded self and hidden agendas into the light. You're seeing the tangible results of those aspects of your nature that have evolved in response to the difficulties in your life. They've been a means to help you survive. Perhaps you're falling prey to insecurity masked as elitism and arrogance, believing that you know best, to comparing yourself with others, or to being fearful of self-sabotaging. Or to being fearful and self-sabotaging. You may have been taught that manipulating others rather than being direct is the way to get your needs met. The Shadow Queen reminds you that manipulation in any form isn't the best method of getting what you want. Another meaning that you can also apply is the possibility that you're being affected by someone else's wounded self. Perhaps you are the one being manipulated. Whatever the case, it's time to take a fearless personal inventory and observe that what part you play in the dramas and potential disasters in your life. When you come to the place of humility, forgiveness, and grace, then you may proceed again and walk into the light. There is great value and strength in facing your own shadow in the realm of the Shadow Queen. All right, so I'll just share this because, when we're talking about, manipulation and deception and those things that really keep us from our light, again, this goes back to the divine mirror and this idea that basic law of attraction, that we cannot attract anything that we are not. So if you are attracting people in your life that are manipulating, that are stealing from you, that are deceiving you, chances are there is somewhere in your consciousness that you're actually deceiving yourself. And this is asking you, it's gently ask you to address your innermost character flaws with compassion. So just loving yourself in that place that you may feel, like ask yourself, where am I being deceived? Where am I deceiving myself? And is that true? Do I resonate with that? Do you resonate with that? And I challenge you to go deep in your heart and really see if that's true. And you can ask. This is something I do when I'm not clear. I will ask Spirit. I say, okay, all right, Lord, universe, Spirit, whatever you resonate with, right? Where in my life am I being deceived? Where in my life do I feel like I'm manipulating myself? Where am I lying to myself? And then I just let it go, right? Well, just totally let it go. Move on with my day. And then what will happen is I'll get that information. God will input that at the right moment in your life. Maybe you'll be driving, maybe you'll be making dinner, and it'll show up. God will absolutely answer. So when you ask questions, the universe will provide the answer. It may not provide it right away, maybe not even that day, but it absolutely will come to you. When you make that distinct choice to know the answer, you're telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear the answer. I'm ready to know, and I'm ready to move forward. And so, usually within a couple of hours, I'll get my answer, I'll get my clarity, and it's really, really powerful when you have the courage to ask, right? It's like asking a friend, right? Hey, what do you think of me, right? It's a sensitive topic, right? Hey, God, hey, Spirit, yeah, hey, great Spirit out there, what do you think of me, right? But it's a powerful way to get your answer. And then from there, what you want to do is just have compassion, because if you have this in your energy field, something that you consider as a negative, right? It's not a negative, because everything that we experience takes us to the next level by helping us make a new choice, right? We simply didn't choose before, or we didn't choose deep enough or clear enough, right? And so all of these things are just bringing up our awareness and our consciousness to say, hey, I want something better, and I'm ready for something better. And so then we can just have compassion for ourselves, for that inner child that for some reason didn't know that we could have something better, right? And so we accepted the lesser, okay? So really just loving ourselves and having compassion for yourself in those moments. And then what I like to do is ask myself what I need to feel loved here, right? What is that part of myself? You can visualize yourself as a little child. You can visualize yourself wherever that was that you feel connection to that answer, right? And then from there, you just love that part of yourself. See whatever that needs. Maybe it needs self-acceptance. Maybe it needs, I'm trying to think what else. Maybe it needs to feel worthy of something better. And then you just make that choice. Say, okay, moving forward, I choose this, right? And you may have to set a boundary with someone. You may have to, change careers. You may have to move, right? But these will all be choices that you'll be guided to do, and you can take those actions as you feel guided to. So with that, I'm going to close, but I just wanted to share, a lot of what we're really being called to right now in our journey is letting go of the attachment. And so what I wanted to share today is that I think it's so interesting how some things, just start to pay attention of the things that you're manifesting in your world. Like, for instance, I recently had something stolen out of my car at my apartment, and I had my makeup bag in my car, and I guess I just forgot to lock my car, and it just vanished. And really, everything that I lose, right, always comes back to me, right? Everything, I never lose anything. I'll always be able to find it. It's gone. It's vanished. It was stolen. And so I don't know why, but my mascara, I was like, my mascara. I was really upset that I lost my mascara, and I said that's okay, and I just put it out there in the universe that I wanted mascara, right? And obviously, what did I do? I went and bought mascara, and I went on my way, and I just detached from that whole part of my life where I wanted mascara. Anyway, and I actually bought a mascara that I wasn't totally happy with, but whatever. So it's fine. But so I still had that in my, I wanted mascara. And then, over Christmas, it was Christmas, and then in January, I ended up with 6 different mascaras, that I was gifted over Christmas. So, universe, what's going on? I have 6 mascaras. Why can't I manifest this, right? All these things that I want to manifest in my life. But what am I manifesting? Mascara, right? But because I was able to let go and unattach myself from the silly mascara, right? It's just mascara, right? I was able to manifest a bunch of it just for free, right? So So looking at those things in our life that we're wanting to manifest, we have to take things off this like high pedestal and bring it down. Like, it's just mascara. It's just your twin. It's just you, right? It's just you that you're manifesting. You're just manifesting yourself. So I just want to encourage you to find that place in yourself to just move forward with your heart's desires. Move forward the things that you really want to create in your world by taking your power back in the ways that you know how. And as you do so, you're allowing the harmonization. You're allowing yourself to come into union with yourself. And so that's what I encourage you to do, is really find that place of higher alignment with yourself. And as you begin to do that, you're naturally going to magnetize your twin, because they naturally want to be with you. When you choose something to be with them, they naturally choose to be with you. It's always true, because you choose together. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go have some dinner and get some rest and finish some projects. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, I ask that you hit the like button. Feel free to share it. I will put, I'll begin putting links in the comments for other projects that I'm doing. I am a fitness coach, nutrition coach, and I do that also to bring more clarity and abundance to myself and my journey. I also teach a lot of dance, which is super fun, and I'm also a coach, a spiritual coach, helping you live your highest and best life. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur, so I do a lot of marketing. So I really have a lot of gifts to offer and share, and I'm super excited to be on this journey and to be of service. So let me know what resonated for you, and as always, take what resonates and just put the rest aside. But take what resonates for you, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Beautiful, beautiful April. Stay safe and expect the best. Truly.